Good afternoon, traders. This is a live trade recap. I took two trades this morning right at the market open. Very interesting trades. The first one almost went to my profit target. It stopped me out by just a few cents. I'll show you exactly what happened with that trade. And then the second one did hit my profit target, but I'm not 100% sure that I should have taken it, and I'm going to explain that as well. So today was a very interesting psychological battle in the stock market, which is probably the most difficult part of trading. So it's a very important video. Let's take a look at my screener, and I'll show you exactly how I picked the stocks this morning, how I picked them every single morning at the open. Right now, I'm using my mid-ish cap screener, and I call it that because the market capitalization range is just outside on both ends of the normal kind of mid-cap market capitalization. That's because that changes a lot throughout the day, and this way I catch the stocks kind of as they're coming into the range and the stocks as they're going out of the range, because you can still find a lot of good opportunities there. They don't need to be exactly on the penny of the market capitalization. So once I have that open, I organize the list by volume, and then I'm looking at the stocks with the highest volume that are also trading up, meaning that the price is going up. So TLRY, that was on my chart page. You're going to see that in just a moment. And I think EDU was up there, but it was below the 200 MA, so I didn't look for a trade on that. And I think that's pretty much it. These other stocks are a little bit newer. So let's take a look at the video and we'll see what I put on my chart page and why. So here's TLRY. I have my chart set to the daily time frame right now. That way I can quickly look as I pull these stocks up. I can look to see, are they trading above the 200 MA. So the 200 moving average is a good indicator to give you a rough idea, is the stock trending up overall. So I just use that as a very quick reference so that I can tell if I should even be looking for opportunities on this stock. If below the 200 MA, like on TAL, I don't bother with it. Even though sometimes you can make money on trades, you're just stacking the odds against you. It's one more thing against you when you're trading below the 200 MA, because you're trading against the long-term trend. So I just move on to something else, and I put SPC up there, which obviously is trading above the 200 MA, but it's kind of gapping down, or not gapping down, but it's really stair-stepping down over the last couple of days. So plus it got nowhere near its previous day high anyway, so there was nothing there. And we'll just fast forward here. The number one stock that I looked at today was TLRY, and that's the one that I took both trades on. So the yellow line there marks out the high that was established during the pre-market. So there it is right there, 1684, I believe. Let me see here. Let me see if I can get you a better view of that high, that previous high, right there. So on the 5-minute chart, you can see that 1684 from the pre-market. So I marked that out. I want to see the price break out through 1684 before I can look for a trade. And it does so in the first few minutes of the open. So right now, I'm just waiting for a pullback on the 1-minute chart. And my strategy is, as soon as I see a pullback, I get in for the first time a 1-minute candle makes a new high. So obviously, ideally, I'd like to see a little bit more of a textbook pullback on 2 or 3 red candles, but that just doesn't always happen, and didn't happen today either. And I still take those entries because sometimes the very strong stocks will only give you a 1 candle pullback, and then they'll just take off after that pullback. So at least I'm waiting for a pullback, not jumping in, you know, while the stock is going up. And here, let me just go right to the entry. So I'm hovering over this candle. I need to see something higher than 1701 on the candle that's forming now in order to take an entry. So let's see what happens. There, 1702, and then boom, I hit my hotkeys immediately, and I get filled at 1705, which is a little bit of slippage, but that's totally normal. It doesn't matter if you had direct market access or not. You're going to get that slippage there because you can see the price was getting pushed up very hard and very fast. So it's a matter of what the price is on the shares when your order gets filled, and that's probably as good as you would get on Lightspeed or any other trading platform. So now I set my profit target to 2 times my risk, which is what I always do, and that way 1 winning trade cancels out 2 losing trades theoretically, and now we're just going to let the trade play out. So the interesting thing to note is that my ideal entry was 1702. And again, I got, 3-cent slippage, which is not a big deal. 99% of the time, even quite a bit more slippage than that, these things will hit my 2-hour profit target if they are a good, strong setup like this was. And then today, it just didn't work out. It would have worked if I got my ideal entry, and I'll show you that. I have my 2-hour calculator right here, and you can see my actual entry and my profit target is 1749. This would have been my ideal entry, 1702, with the same stop loss. My profit target would have been 1740. So let's see if it hit 1740. Fast forward here. 1736 and 1738, and there's 1742. So it hit 1740. It came 7 cents shy of my actual profit target. So that's where, I'm saying that, it's pretty frustrating. That doesn't mean I do anything at all. My strategy, my plan, my rules say that once I'm in the trade, I have to just let the trade play out. It either hits my profit target or my stop loss. There's no way to know if it's not going to come back up and hit it at this point. Of course, after the fact, But look at how many times this thing made new highs, pulled back, made new highs, pulled back, made new highs, pulled back. What's to say it doesn't make new highs again and hits my profit target? That's what normally happens in these trades. This is like, so far I've taken, this is number 34 of 35 trades that I've taken with this plan and this strategy. And this is really the first time in these 35 trades that I've had a stock come so close to my profit target, not hit it, and then stop me out. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. There's really nothing you can do to avoid it. And if you start trying to pull your profit target down so you don't lose these types of trades, you're really going to hurt yourself in the long run, because now instead of one winning trade knocking out 2 losing trades, it's going to take, say one winning trade will knock out maybe 1 or 1.5 losing trades, something like that. So you're going to have more winners to knock out your losers than you do with a 2R profit target. So that's why I just stick to my guns, stick to the plan, no matter what. So here you can see I didn't change anything at all, and just letting the trade play out. And then it stopped me out. Whoops, let me show you where it stopped me out. I kind of fast forward a little bit too much there, a little too fast. And I did write something in my plan that I'm going to mention in just a second here. But I wrote it during the trade day, so that's not always a good idea. But I'll show you exactly what happened. So there I get stopped out. I get filled exactly where I want to, so it's fine. It was the loss I was willing to take on that trade. And the thing that I was thinking about while this trade was kind of getting ready to stop me out was, should I re-enter or not? Because my strategy, my plan says that if I get stopped out of a trade and it hasn't broken the ABCD pattern and it's not 1030 yet, then I need to take the next entry no matter what, and just try for the next 2-hour trade. And that's what I normally do. Now this one was a little bit tricky. There's nothing really in my plan to deal with this situation where I would have won this trade if I got the ideal entry, but I didn't. So there was kind of a debate, a struggle going on in my mind, because I have a rule in my plan that says that if I was, say, watching a ticker symbol, let me get to that rule, and if I see, so like if I miss the entry, like the pullback entry, it's too late to take a trade unless your would-be target or stop has not been hit, right? So this is kind of a case where it's almost like I missed the entry in a way, because I missed the ideal entry, and the ideal entry hit my profit target. So that's why I was having such a struggle with whether or not I should re-enter. It doesn't quite fit this rule, doesn't apply to this rule. So I wrote this in right before I took my next entry. If you get stopped out and your ideal entry already went to 2R, do not re-enter. So that felt like I was kind of writing my plan on the fly right in the middle of my trading session. And so I was kind of struggling whether or not I should even follow that rule or just stick to my original plan. And, I'm more about discipline than anything else. I want to just stick to the plan. So I thought, I'm kind of writing this in an emotional time, during the trading day. And, let me just stick to the old plan and take the entry. And I'll tell you the result. I mean, you're going to see it is the trade worked out. So does that mean that I did the right thing? That's debatable. But in the future, is this the right thing to do? That's where I think there's some gray area. So obviously this trade worked out. It hit my profit target. So that allowed me to put a 50% win rate onto my spreadsheet here, which is nice because it would have been a 0% win rate. And we know 33% is break even with this 2R all or nothing trading strategy. But should I have done it or not? So there's the second trade and there's the first trade. Technically, this still would have been a red day if I was trading with full position size because the risk is so different on these trades, and sometimes that happens. Sometimes it works in your favor, sometimes it works against it. So it's not something I really worry about. I just let the chart patterns tell me, what my risk is going to be, and I'm going to be taking the same position size on every single trade when I start trading with a full position size. But anyway, back to whether or not I should have done that or should do that in the future. Here's the thing is, I'm not going to do that in the future. I'm going to follow this rule. If you get stopped out and your ideal entry already went to 2R, do not re-enter. I just think this is a good thing to do because, like I said, it kind of coincides with a rule that's in my plan already, that if I pull up a chart and I see a place on the chart that I would have taken the entry and I figure out where is my ideal entry, where is my ideal stop, and it hit my profit target, then I'm already too late. I've already missed the trade. And the reason why I don't take any trades after that is because if a stock gives you a 2R trade, then it's less likely to give you another one. It's just as simple as that. Yes, it does happen. Sometimes they give you 3 2R trades back to back, but I just want to take the highest probability setups, and that's it. I don't want to try to gamble and see if I can get more, So that's pretty much it. So in the future, I'm not going to be taking that entry at all. So that's where we are, and the win rate, the average of these numbers is 60.56%, and the win rate of the actual trades, if I just look at the winners divided by the total number of trades, we get 45.71%, but there's quite a few trades on here that are that will not be taken again. So these 4, 5, and 6 trades, because I'm only going to be taking 3 trades, and then all the trades that are kind of boxed in like in red or blue, those are either error trades or trades that I've adjusted my plan since then. So if I exclude those, then this is my win rate without error. So this is pretty much if the plan is traded perfectly. So it's much closer to this number. And then this is the average of these two numbers, which this is probably more realistic, like what is going to happen down the road as I trade this plan. I'm going to continue to input human error into the results, and so therefore it's not going to be perfect trading according to the plan. So that's that. And then this is including error trades and all of those other trades, but only the first 3 trades. If I exclude trades 4, 5, and 6, that's what the win rate would be. So that's pretty much it. I think we went over everything. Please let me know if you have any questions about this trade or any others, or about the plan, the strategy, the spreadsheet, any of that stuff, and I'll get back to you in the comments section. Hopefully this video was helpful to you. If it was, hit the like button. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe. And as always, go into every single trade with a plan. Stick to that plan no matter what. Always take your stop losses, honor your profit target, and in the long run, you should be green. Take care.